Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic, coming at you guys with another episode of the ACSA Dynasty here in Maximum Football 2020, where we go ahead and continue with the alliteration of the conference championships. Part 2 coming underway, starting with this Big North Conference championship game. Should be a good set of championship games here today, so make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you do have to be brand new to the channel and like what you see as well. That being said, though, let's go ahead and get into this Big North Conference championship game that does take place between the Iroquois Eagles and the Bluffton Tech Fighting Muskrats. Bluffton Tech coming in ranked number 3 in the nation, and I gotta say, for these guys, man, if they win this game, they are going to the college football playoff. They are going to punch their ticket, whereas the Iroquois Eagles, they still have an outside shot of making this thing. I don't know if it will happen for them or not, but they certainly are in play still. Can at least create a very uncomfortable conversation if they can somehow win this conference championship game. But that being said, good start for the Iroquois defense. They are actually able to force a field goal, so Bluffton Tech only able to get an early 3-0 lead here as they actually are playing this ball away to Lampkin, who fumbles the football. There is a recovery by Bluffton Tech, but for some reason they're going to call that turnover on downs. So inexplicably, the Iroquois Eagles, they get the ball back. Certainly sounds like a glitch there. Hopefully that does not set the tone for what could happen to these Bluffton Tech Fighting Muskrats, who have looked like one of the best teams over the course of this entire season, as the Iroquois Eagles are going to try to get a little bit of a drive going right here. Up early 3-0, but facing 3rd and 2. Kelly will hand it up over the middle to Robinson, who does end up picking up that first down for the Eagles. As now 2nd and 12 coming up. Kelly going to go ahead and take it up the middle. He's looking pretty good himself. Is going to end up picking up quite a few yardage along the way, forcing this 3rd and short. Going to be a quick run up the gut for Miles Kelly, who picks up another first down for the Eagles right there. As now 3rd and goal, a few plays later, Kelly going to try to run it in all by himself, but what ends up happening, though, is there's a quarterback sack. So with that being said, that does mean that the Iroquois, they don't get anything out of it. I mean, they got a field goal, but this thing is tied up early and often, 3-0 over here. As we'll now go ahead and check out this next Iroquois drive. They're starting very good as well. Another first down for the Eagles, getting them across the 45-yard line. As now 1st and 10. Kelly trying to throw it over the right-hand side, but putting too much heat on it. You didn't even need to do that, as guy was right in front of him too. Just give it to him, man. Let him do all the work, as Maven can put in some work himself. A nice little first down right there. That's going to get him across the 25-yard line. It's now 1st and 10. Kelly dropping back, facing pressure, getting it to the right-hand side once again. Gets it to Stank, who ends up bringing a couple of tackles there at the same time. Good for a first down. As now once again 2nd and 10. Kelly dropping back. He's looking, facing pressure. Going to go ahead, throw it to the left-hand side. It's nearly intercepted. That could have potentially been a pick six. Guy had some wide open space to work with, and instead they have to face 3rd and 10 now. Kelly going to try to run for the first down, but he is going to be well short, however. So now the Eagles rocking and rolling here, up 6-3 early on. Doing a good job denying this Bluffton Tech defense, but there's an interception. Bluffton Tech getting the interception on that play. And so now, that being said, Bluffton Tech finally, they force a turnover, and now one of the best offenses in the entire country can now come back onto the football field once again. It's now 1st and 10. Roberts going over the middle, gets it to Lampkin, who is able to slice and dice all the way up to the 5-yard line. Pulling a lot closer. Can Bluffton Tech finally take the lead here? But could be some complications at the same time. There is an illegal procedure on the play, which causes a 5-yard penalty, as Mason Paul and company will try to get that yardage back, but he fumbles it too. Oh my goodness gracious. Iroquois Eagles putting the Fighting Muskrats on upset alert, question mark? We'll have to wait and see yet again. It's now 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Kelly throws it to the left-hand side. It's fumbled as well, and Bluffton Tech is going to recover. Once again, Johnson, 1st and goal for the Fighting Muskrats following the fumble. Mason Paul going to try to run it, and he fumbles it again. 2 times on the same last 2 possessions. What is even happening right now? Granted, Iroquois, they couldn't take advantage. They could not get any points on the board, but definitely not a good look for Bluffton Tech, though. That being said, as Roberts will try to chuck this downfield, he does have a man. Lebon down the sideline. He is not going to be caught, and he's going to be gone. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech, and that play right there is going to pull them ahead 10-6 with only a couple minutes left here in the first half. So after that untimely lack of opportunity to take advantage of the turnover, Iroquois back down once again. This time it being 10-6. We'll see how the Eagles can go ahead and respond here as White gets a nice play down the left sideline. He only has one more man to beat, but he's finally tripped up at looks like about the 25-yard line. It's now 1st and 10 following the big pass play down the left sideline. Robertson going to take the carry up the gut. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a 1st down here at the same time. As once again, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Kelly going to throw it down the right-hand side. Gets it to Walters. And if he didn't go out of bounds there, that man was going to go ahead and get a touchdown right there. But alas, Williams is going to do the honors, get into the end zone, and make this thing 13-10. And on top of that, the Eagles still have an opportunity to put points on the board here before the end of this first half. He's got blocking down the sidelines. One man with the B. He's going to leave him in the dust, though. And with the final play of the first half, the Eagles are going to go ahead and get into the end zone. Touchdown, Iroquois. And Bluffton Tech looks like they are going to be in some serious trouble right now. They just made this thing 20-10. And they also have the ball to start this second half of play on top of that. So not a good sight to see whatsoever. As now Iroquois fumbling it. Wait a minute. The Fighting Muskrats, they recover too. So hang on, folks. We got ourselves a wild game here in the Big North Conference Championship. Don't go anywhere just yet, as Lebon going to go ahead and pick up the 1st down. They still have an opportunity to cut into this lead a little bit here. As a few plays later, 3rd and goal. Mason Paul going to try to punch it in, but well short of the goal line. As the Fighting Muskrats are actually going to go ahead and go for it here on 4th down. And Suwaba does end up coming through for the Muskrats, and they will end up with a touchdown on the board. But that being said, though, it looks like they are actually going to go ahead and go for this 2-point conversion here. Bold strategy. We'll see if it works out for him as Darius Roberts dives for the end zone. He doesn't even need to do that whatsoever. So the conversion, it's no good. You could have just walked in there and gotten 2 points, but instead felt the need to dive. Must have heard some phantom steps. Call him Sam Darnold out there with that moment out on the field, seeing ghosts. As the Iroquois Eagles on their next possession, they didn't do anything, but they get another fumble again. The Eagles being absolutely ferocious on defense and special teams. And that is a huge reason why they are out here. They are up in this game right now because of that. And now 2nd and 5. Robertson on the left-hand side. Cuts it back to the interior. Does end up picking up a 1st down. But a few plays later, though, 3rd and 3. Kelly just needs a few more yards. Going to try to throw it. No, he's going to try to pass it. He's got a man downfield. It's incomplete. But it's a holding penalty on the Iroquois. They settle for a field goal. And so for now, this thing does remain a 1-possession game going into the final moments of this 3rd quarter, as Davis does get out of bounds and gets to about, the 45-yard line now in Iroquois territory. As we do start this 4th quarter now. First play of the 4th quarter. An interception thrown by Roberts again. Oh no. Are Bluffton Tech, are they going to screw this up? Are they going to squander an opportunity to go to the college football playoff? Man, you would certainly hate to see it if that ends up happening right there. as they throw it to the left-hand side to Dunmore. Now Bluffton Tech, they really need to come up with a stop right now. They do not want to turn this into a 2-score game after throwing an interception. You know, momentum surely in the balance right now. You certainly hate to see that. Is now 2nd and 5. Kelly gonna go and throw over the middle. Gonna try to get to that left-hand side. It is incomplete, however. So now 3rd and 5 coming up for the Eagles. It's now a big play for both teams here. Robertson gonna try to run up the gut and finds the running room needed in order to pick up that first down as well. It's now fresh set of downs to work with. A new 1st and 10. Gonna throw it to the left-hand side. Somehow gets it to Williams, despite the fact that he was certainly well covered there on that play. It's now once again 2nd and 3 going to Robertson again up the middle. First down for the Eagles. It's now again 1st and 10 coming up. We'll see what happens. Kelly going to throw it up the middle, finds Walters. He almost had himself a touchdown right there, but it's just tripped up at the very last second. But alas, no problems over here though, because the Eagles do get into the end zone once again. And because of that end zone score with 6.5 minutes left in this game, the Iroquois Eagles have a 2-score lead here in the Big North Conference Championship game. So here now comes the Bluffton Tech offense as they'll try to pick things back together and make this a 1-score game here once again. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's now 1st and 10 from midfield. Roberts will throw to the right-hand side. Finds Harrell right away, who breaks the tackle but goes out of bounds. However, that man could have been gone for 6 if he stayed in bounds. But alas, Bluffton Tech going to have to continue to try and do this the hard way. As now 2nd and 5 coming up for Roberts. Going to go to the right-hand side over to Paul and going to go ahead and pick up another first down for Bluffton Tech. As now 1st and goal for Roberts. Mason Paul going to go to the right-hand side and take it upfield for another goal line situation. As now 2nd and goal. Roberts going to go ahead and go upfield, but he fumbles the football though, and the Iroquois recover. And another promising drive for Bluffton Tech ends in a turnover. So now Iroquois have an opportunity here to just go ahead, just run out the clock basically if they want to do that. They are able to do so as Bluffton Tech only has 1 timeout remaining, as Robertson going to go up to the right-hand side and pick up a first down here in the process. Is now 3rd and 11 though. We'll see what they decide to do. They will run it, which is a smart thing on them, as Bluffton Tech does not have any more timeouts. And, you know, just one of those things where Iroquois are able to run this thing out. And they are going to be your Big North Conference Championship, winning by a final score of 33-16 against Bluffton Tech. So now it is time to go ahead and move on to the Stars and Stripes Conference Championship game, which does feature 2 teams that are ranked but are still pretty solid nonetheless. The Oxford Chargers, representing the state of Mississippi, are going to be taking on the Spring Creek Moose off the way from Nevada. Should be a great conference championship game despite neither team being ranked. So now let's go ahead and get into it. Oxford are going to start with the football here. Simpkins, he certainly isn't a simp despite what is mentioned in his last name. He tries to throw a pass. It's incomplete as they'll try again here, this time 3rd and long for the Oxford quarterback, as Simpkins makes a guy miss and somehow manages to get across that first down marker. Good for a first down, and it does manage to keep the drive alive for the Chargers, as Oxford trying to get something going here on this drive, trying to move on forward. Is now 2nd and 3 coming up. Simpkins dropping back to pass. He's looking, going down the sideline. It finds Miller down that left sideline. Good for a first down right there, as now they are in the red zone for the very first time today, as the Chargers has an opportunity to go ahead and take an early lead against Spring Creek. As now a few plays later, facing a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Simpkins going to drop back the pass and throw it over the middle, or at least try to, but it is incomplete. And Oxford does have to settle for a field goal despite having a very methodical drive, as they'll try to pick up the pieces here, but they fumble the football. And Spring Creek does manage to recover. So now here comes the Moose right here. So we'll see what can go down right here if they can score on this drive, as Monroe is going to be able to take the Moose into the red zone for another first down for the Spring Creek Nation. Is now 1st and 10 again. Dawab dropping back, gonna throw over the middle to Terry, who has it broken up as he tries to make the catch. And now 2nd and 10, and it's about to be 2nd and longer now, thanks to an illegal procedure on Spring Creek. As now we got a 3rd and 14. Dawab gonna drop back, gonna look around, and actually going to get sacked in the backfield. So Spring Creek is also going to have to go ahead and settle for a field goal, as you know, first quarter of play basically under wraps, and still pretty close game, only 3-3 right now, as Dawab will try to throw over the middle and gets it to Terry. Terry and company looking to go ahead and take their very first lead of this ball game. We'll see if they can pull it off. Is now 1st and 10 again. Dawab dropping back the pass. He's going over to the right hand side, finds LeBlanc down the sideline, and it's going to be brought out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, setting up a goal line situation, as Dawab will drop back again, throw it to the left-hand side to Terry, who's able to walk into the end zone. Touchdown for the Moose, and Spring Creek takes their first lead of the Stars and Stripes Conference Championship game, as now forcing a 3 and out on Oxford. Spring Creek has the football once again. We'll see what they can do on this drive, as last time out they were very successful, of course, with that touchdown score. As now Dawab will drop back again on the 2nd and 10. Going to try to scramble out of the pocket, and does so easily. A first down for Spring Creek once again. Is now another 1st and 10 outside midfield. Dawab dropping back, facing pressure. Got a man down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. And because of the incompletion, they're brought back 2nd and 10. Actually almost intercepted. They're very fortunate that they still have a drive going on right here. It's now 3rd and 10. Dawab going over the middle of the muffet. It's a quick slant, and Oxford doesn't have anybody behind ready to make the tackle. Mofid with a huge 55-yard touchdown, and Spring Creek is able to extend their lead as a direct result of that. Now 17-3, and with another 3 and out force on the Chargers. Spring Creek looking to really solidify themselves in this ball game right now. As a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, Dawab will drop back again, throwing it over the middle to Luckett, and it's another touchdown for Spring Creek. Able to get whatever they want right now, as Oxford really needs to get themselves back into this ball game, and this drive will certainly help them do it. But when you overthrow an open receiver like that, that is not going to help the cause whatsoever. Is now 2nd and 10, going to go over the middle once again, and another missed receiver. Wide open on that crossing route, just could not make the connection. So now 3rd and 10, got to make a play here, and Miller able to make the catch, and more importantly, Simpkins makes a more difficult throw, as the long passing play does go ahead and at least bring them, you know, in striking distance. Now one more first down will at the very least get them into field goal range, but they're going to need more than field goals at this point. And I'm saying that even though it's just, you know, still the first half, you know, a touchdown would really help them cause going into the locker room. We'll see if the Chargers can be able to go ahead and get it done. As now 2nd and 8 coming up, Simpkins going to go ahead and go upfield for another first down again, this time from the 15-yard line. As now here we go, 1st and 10 again. Simpkins dropping back, he's looking around, got plenty of time, going to throw it down the left sideline. He actually has a man, but he unfortunately drops it though. Is now 2nd and 10. Wallace going to go ahead and go upfield, leaps over a defender, and picks up a first down in the process. You absolutely love to see it. Is now 1st and goal again. Simpkins going to go ahead and run this thing into the end zone. Touchdown Chargers. And Oxford cuts this thing down to a 2-score game, as that does end the first half, but Spring Creek still has a nice advantage going into the second half. And they also get the football as well to begin this second half of play. and Spring Creek already making the most of it, already on the edge of field goal range of a do thrown in completion on their next play. Is now 2nd and 10 coming up here. DeWab dropping back a pass once again. It's got plenty of time in that pocket, but it's going to go ahead and scramble upfield. He has plenty of space to go ahead and work with here. Good for another first down once again. As now 1st and 10, DeWab growing it over the middle. Tries to get it to his man, but it's incomplete. Just thrown a little bit too high for him. As DeWab will drop back again, this time throwing to the right-hand side. Gets it to Terry, who has a very nice spin move, but goes backwards. Though the officiating staff is going to actually go ahead and give him the forward progress. Making it only a 3rd and 5 coming up here as they try to pick up the first down through the running game. But they are going to be a few yards shy. So Spring Creek now, they have to go ahead here and, settle for a little quarterback sack right here. Spring Creek still up 27-10 as the Chargers will go ahead and take over now. As a nice little running play gets them back the yardage loss from the sack and a little bit more. Making it a more manageable 3rd down, but not a situation you want to be in if you are the Chargers. As Miller is going to try to take it to the house, but it's going to be slowed down right there. First down still for the Chargers as we go into the 4th quarter of play, and Chargers going to go ahead and try to rally here. We'll see if they can make it happen as Butler takes this thing down the left sideline for a nice little gain. First down for the Chargers. Is now 1st and 10 again. Simpkins dropping back to pass. He's looking over the middle, gets it to Miller, who's nearly into the end zone, but is going to be tripped up at about the 2-yard line. Can the Chargers punch it in as Simpkins tries to throw it on this 1st and goal, but is actually going to be sacked, which leads to 3rd and goal all the way from the 7-yard line. Wall is going to go ahead and try to run it in and get most of the yardage back, but they're stuffed at the 1-yard line, and look at this. The Chargers going to go ahead and run it in, but they're stuffed. Spring Creek, they make themselves a goal line stand right there. So this game remains 27-10 still, despite the great drive that Oxford was able to put together. Just couldn't finish it off when it mattered the most. But that being said, Oxford is still going to be able to have an opportunity to get back into this thing. They are going to go with an interception, and it gives Chargers an extra possession to work with. They need to score quickly here if they want to go ahead and win this ball game. It's now 2nd and 5. Wall is going to take this thing right up the middle and is going to be able to pick up a first down in the process. It's now 1st and 10 again. Simpkins dropping back. He's looking. Goes it over the left-hand side to Carter. Carter's going to take this thing down the sideline, but is going to eventually be caught from behind. As now a fresh set of downs for the Chargers to work with here. We'll see if they can do anything with it as they threw it incompletion on that play. It's now 2nd and 10. Simpkins going to go ahead and try to take it on the left-hand side. A quarterback designed run going right there for some decent yardage. It's now 3rd and 4. Going to go ahead and try to run it again, but they're going to be 1 yard shy. And the Chargers, they do have to kick a field goal at some point, so they do go ahead and do that. But this is still a 2-score game, and unless things change dramatically here, Spring Creek is going to go ahead and win this Stars and Stripes Conference Championship. But don't count out these Chargers, however, as they're going to try to put together one good drive. They still have 2 timeouts left, one of them that they did use after that 2nd down play, as they try to throw it on the toss, but it's deflected. Both defenders crashing in, and it puts an exclamation point on this game for sure. Spring Creek going to win the Stars and Stripes Conference Championship, winning by a final score of 27-13. As for our final conference championship game of this episode, we now have the Midwest Conference Championship, who for some could argue could be the worst conference in the ACSA, but that doesn't mean these 2 teams are still going to fight for it. As we have the Central Tech Falcons and the Kearney College Elks, who both have shown tremendous improvement. Both teams getting blown out at some point in conference play. Central Tech particularly, I remember back in the very first week of the season, they lose by 63 points to Bluffton Tech. It was not pretty whatsoever. But now the Falcons, they improved tremendously, 7-4 since that blowout loss, and also has a win against the Madison Lakers back when they were ranked in the top 25. as that's good for a first down. It's now 1st and 10. Emerson dropping back the pass, going to go over the middle, tries to throw it in a very extraordinarily tight window, but man, did that not work out for them whatsoever. Is now 2nd and long coming up. Griffin will drop back the pass again. He's looking around in the pocket, but is going to eventually scramble out of there and get across the 35-yard line in the process. Kearney College, man, they got themselves a pretty nice little drive here. We got 1st and 10 again. Griffin looking around, going to try to find some running room. Actually going to toss this thing and finds Durig towards the end zone. Touchdown, Elks. And Kearney College is going to go ahead and strike first in this ball game. And so taking an early 7-0 lead here, we'll now go ahead and see what Central Tech is going to have to offer, as I will hand it off to George up the middle of the field. He's going to fight for some very tough yardage, but he's going to be able to pick up the first down nonetheless. It's now 2nd and 7 again. Davidson taking it upfield again, getting it into the red zone, as Central Tech is only a handful of yards away from getting it in. As we start the second quarter, first play gets it out to Hankey, who fumbles the football, and Kearney College is able to stumble and recover on it. So that does mean indeed that the Elks are going to take over, and what a nice stand by the defense as well, not allowing Central Tech to score any points as well, despite the fact that they were even in the red zone as well. And thanks to that, they're going to have an opportunity to build on this early lead that they got going here. As now 3rd and 3, going to try to get it to Ledford, but that's blown up in the backfield instantly. So that being said, Kearney College did have to punt that football away. As now 7-0 still remaining. Sumney looking to change that and change that quickly. Sumney gonna be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Central Tech. And the Falcons are gonna go ahead and tie this thing up at 7 apiece right there. We got ourselves a ball game here in the Midwest Conference Championship. As now Kearney College does come back onto the football field after allowing a long touchdown pass. We'll see how the Elks are going to go ahead and respond. Whether they take that lead back or not, we'll just have to wait and see. As a couple plays later, facing 2nd and 8, Griffin going to try to drop back the pass once again. Throws it over the middle to Durig, but he fumbles the football as well. And so Central Tech is going to get their hands on the ball here with about 3 minutes left here in this first half. As a first play coming out of the turnover, they throw a pass to the left-hand side, incomplete. Is now 2nd and 10, gets it out to Walker up the middle and is able to go ahead and pick up that first down as well, getting him inside the 40-yard line. Is now once again 1st and 10 for Emerson, gonna go ahead and throw it to that left-hand side, and is gonna get some good yardage there as well. I wish that would have been the case if he actually caught it, but it was dropped. You done messed up, Aaron, as the kids would always say. Is now 3rd and 2 coming up here. Emerson dropping back the pass, throwing it over to that left-hand side. Gets it to Walker for a nice little first down right there. As again, 2nd and 8 coming up here. Emerson taking it up the left-hand side. Going to go ahead and get a nice little 6-yard gain on that play as well. We need to only a 3rd and short here. Can Central Tech go ahead and convert? They're going to try to get to James. He tries to fight forward, but is going to be 1 yard shy. Central Tech, of course, having to settle for a field goal. I'm actually surprised they didn't try to go for it on that 4th and 1. But that being said, they still have the lead at the very least, albeit only 10-7 right now, as we are officially in the second half of play. Kearney College going to go ahead and try to take an early lead here in the second half, as Griffin will drop back the pass on the 2nd and 4. Had a man open right down the middle of Main Street, but can't quite connect, as they put a little too much mustard on that one, as they have to try to go for it again on 3rd and 4, but they do actually go ahead and pick up that first down this time around. Is now 1st and 10 again. Griffin going over the middle, finds Billings, and Billings is able to pick up a first down as well, getting inside the 30-yard line. Kearney College starting to get themselves on the drive. As Kirk Hershey will always say, get them keys out, you're on a drive, as Banks almost finds the end zone there. going to be sucked up inside the 5-yard line. It's only a couple more yards left to gain, and almost gets it immediately. Overthrew his man, unfortunately, which now leads to 2nd and goal. It's Griffin dropping back to pass once again, but takes a pretty bad sack right there. It's going to knock him back a little bit, giving the Central Tech defense a little bit more room to work with. As 3rd and goal now, Griffin going to go ahead and scramble, trying to pick up some more yardage, but well short of the goal line. And Kearney College going to go ahead and settle for another field goal as well, which means this game is officially all knotted up at 10 apiece. Definitely a very defensive affair that we have going on right here, but still plenty of football left to play, and there's still plenty of time therefore to separate these two teams a little bit. We'll see what can happen here. As now 2nd and 4, Emerson dropping back, gonna grow this thing over the middle. It's nearly intercepted, and that means it leads to 3rd and 4. Kearney should have had that football. They had the guys there to make the play, but just could not make that play happen, unfortunately. So now 1st and 10 again. Emerson dropping back, going to the left-hand side, gets it over to Davison, who's able to get downfield, but it's going to be caught from behind inside the 15-yard line. Central Tech in a prime position to take the lead here. There's an actual fumble in the play. Thankfully, Central Tech does actually recover it. Almost a near disaster. That still leads to 3rd and long, and Emerson doesn't have time for a play to develop. So Central Tech, they actually have to go ahead and settle for another field goal, but at the very least, they do retake the lead here. And now it's set to be 13-10 in favor of the Falcons. But the Elks have the football though, and what they really want to do is go ahead and retake this lead that they got going on here. As now 3rd and 8, Griffin dropping back, gonna go to the left-hand side, gonna be able to, thinking about sliding down, but wanting to fight for extra yards, and is gonna do just that. As now 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Griffin going to drop back the pass. Has a man downfield. Has Garner, and he's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, the Elks. And just in a blink of an eye, they are going to go ahead and take the lead. But not only that, they're actually going to go for the 2-point conversion, and is somehow successful because of it. So the conversion is officially good. And with that being said, Kearney College in certainly a very difficult spot right now. Got to go down the length of the field going into this 4th quarter. Down by 5 as well. Got a lot of work to do in order just to get some points on the board right now. As now we got 2nd and 10. Emerson going to drop back the pass as well. Got a man out in the middle of the field. Gets at the stage, who does hold on and make the catch as well. That's good for the 1st down. Is now 1st and 10 again. Emerson, he's dropping back. He's got plenty of time. Going to go ahead and scramble upfield, and fumbles the football and puts it back in the hands of the Elks right now. And so, for right now, they hold on a little bit longer. But Central Tech, they simply aren't going to give up, as Kearney College is not able to take advantage. So another 1st down once again for the Falcons. Is now 2nd and 13. Few plays later, Emerson going to the right-hand side, goes over to Pitts for a nice little gain on the play. As now Emerson will drop back again, going to throw it down the left sideline. Has Summers, who's tripped up across the 35-yard line. But what a play right there. Able to get that done on the run as well. As Central Tech on the 33-yard line now sitting on the edge of effective field goal range. Is now 2nd and 10. Emerson dropping back once again, going over to the middle of the stage, who does end up picking up a few yards for right now. Is now 3rd and 4 coming. Emerson going to go ahead and run this thing up the middle of the field. That's good for a 1st down as well. Is now 1st and 10 again. Emerson dropping back, going to throw this thing down the left-hand side, but that's incomplete though. It's now 2nd and 10 coming. Emerson dropping back again, trying to throw it over the middle to Stage. And Stage gets the 1st down, which means we are only a handful of yards away here from going ahead and taking the lead, as we almost had a completed pass. That would have been for a touchdown. Central Tech having to go for it, only a couple yards away, but they can't punch it in. So Kearney College here, 5.5 minutes left here. They have an opportunity to chew plenty of clock, and if they can score a touchdown on this drive, that would effectively end this game right here. Is now 1st and 10. Big play big drive here for both teams. A nice little 5-yard gain on the play there. Is now 3rd and 1. A few plays later now. Griffin going to try to toss it out to the right-hand side. It's a near disaster, though. Although they do recover their fumble. But Central Tech, though, they can't do anything. They will go 3 and out. So here we go again. The Elks with an opportunity to put a dagger in this game. And it looks good. A 1st down here. Central Tech down to their final timeout. And just keeping it nice and simple. Going to go ahead and keep it going with the ground game right there. It's now 2nd and 4 again. Griffin tossed it into the right-hand side. Ledford going to go ahead and get some space going here, and is going to be able to pick up a 1st down as well. It's now 1st and 10 again. Griffin going up the middle, going to Ledford, making some guys miss as well. Kearney might be able to just run out the clock, and it looks like they're going to do just that. Wait a minute, they're actually passing it right now? What in the Luke Fickle of Cincinnati and the Peach Bowl is going on here? Because they fumbled the ball, and you just give Central Tech an opportunity to win this game here with 2 seconds left. Granted, only one more play left, but Central Tech, unlike the Georgia Bulldogs in real life, they cannot pull the miracle, and Kearney College is able to go ahead and win this game by a final score of 18-13. Winning the Midwest Conference Championship game here in the ACSA series. Alright, so not only did we see some more chaos on Monday, but we also saw it here today as well. Bluffton Tech losing their conference championship game. What does this mean for their college playoff hopes? As the Iroquois Eagles, they might have forced their way into this discussion as well. And we also saw the Spring Creek Moose as well win the Stars and Stripes Conference Championship. They might get into the top 25 when it's all said and done before bowl season. And we do had a close one in that Midwest Conference Championship. But the Kearney College Elks is the team that comes out on top. They win this thing and improve to 8-5 here in this inaugural season of the ACSA. So with all things still being considered, Friday is the last opportunity to set in the college football playoff spots. There are 4 conference championship games that are going to be in. First, the Rocky Mountain Conference Championship. Lake Osago, ranked number 4 in the country. A win for them gets them into the playoff. We also have essentially a play-in game potentially for the college football playoff, as Oaksterdam and Seattle play each other the 2nd time this season. Seattle won the first matchup by a final score of 23-9 back in week 11 of the ACSA inaugural regular season. Does Seattle win this matchup as well, or does Oaksterdam get revenge in this Big Pacific Conference matchup? We also see in Super South Conference play the Capital of Tennessee Bulldogs fighting for their opportunity to go to the playoff, whereas University of Alabama Hoover looks to play spoiler, coming in 10-2 on the season and coming in ranked number 12 in the nation. And then finally, to wrap things up, we have the Sunshine Conference Championship game between the VCU Saints, ranked number 21 in the nation, and the Northern Virginia Angels. It's going to be a great end to Conference Championship week before we reveal the bowl games for this inaugural regular season. So with that being said, if you are excited about today's episode as well as the future of the ACSA season, do me a favor and please smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new to the channel, and like what you see as well. In the meantime, I hope you guys are all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.